In today's video, I'm going to show you how to easily remember the 3 most important shapes of the diminished triad to improve your improvisation and bass building skills. Bass hack coming up! Hey bass hackers, Misha here with MMEducation, showing you how to learn faster and practice smarter by using the latest findings in neuroscience, so you can become the bass player you want to be, express yourself freely on your instrument and connect with your audience on a deeper level. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, and anytime during the video check out the show notes in the YouTube description below. Bullet points, links to related videos and free resources, all in the description. So let's get going and build some new neural pathways. When I first got into jazz, there was one guy that really inspired me, Charles Mingus. His bass lines were full of energy and the drive that he had was just uncomparable. I wanted to play exactly like that, but one thing always threw me off, and that was each time there was a diminished chord in the chord progression I was playing. I had all my patterns down for minor and major chords, but somehow the diminished chord, I just never took the time to really master it. The deeper I got into jazz, the more I had to admit that I really needed to check that out. So what did I do? Gary Willis to the rescue again. I used his approach of thinking in shapes instead of notes. You really want to know all the connection points from one chord to the next. Playing a 1-3-5-3 pattern on the major chord, I could start out my diminished triad on the diminished fifth. If I go back to the root, I can start my diminished triad on the root. If I go back to the third, I have the other option to go to the minor third of the diminished chord. And all of these connection points should really be automated. And in order to automate them, first you gotta have all the options there. Because you're not always playing the major chord like this. You might play it like this. You might play it like this. How do you get from there to the closest note of the diminished triad? That's why you need to know all the shapes of the diminished triad. So maybe you're watching this thinking, Misha, I really don't like jazz. Playing it, forget it. I play rock, motherfucker. What? I don't need your diminished triads. Go away! Let me give you a few examples that might change your mind. Number 1, Muse with Space Dementia. Number 2, Beatles Here, There and Everywhere. Number 3, John Mayer, Who Says. Number 4, Maroon 5, This Love. Number 5, Beyonce, Single Ladies. Number 6, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Road Trippin'. Are those enough examples for you to consider checking out the diminished triad? Well, I bloody well hope so. So here are the 3 most important diminished triad shapes. Number 1, the downward pointing triangle shape. Number 2, the upward pointing triangle shape. Number 3, the 3-string shape, aka stretchy shape. So let's take one of the aforementioned examples and play bassline over them so we can get used to the sound of the diminished triad and the shape. I went for John Mayer's Who Says. The chords are G major, D major over F sharp, B flat diminished, and B minor. So, how does it make sense to have a B flat diminished in there? The short answer is it's the upper structure of the secondary dominant to B minor. The secondary dominant is F sharp. As you can hear, nicely dissolves into B minor. If we take the upper structure, that just means we're not playing the root note. What does that leave us with? The diminished triad. So another way to use the diminished triad is as a substitute for a dominant chord. And those are actually quite frequently used in pop music as well. So let's check out how this sounds. So let's wrap this up by applying all three shapes to the same chord progression. In my example, I use the upward pointing triangle shape for two reasons. Mainly, so I can play the B minor shape that is the most balanced, which is the stretchy upward pointing triangle shape, but also because it saves me from shifting too far. Check this out. If I use the downward pointing triangle shape, I'd have to shift all the way over here. So here. It's just a little bit less movement. So if I'm playing the downward pointing triangle, I might as well play the downward pointing triangle shape over B minor. And then the last shape, 3-string shape. The only reason I would use that is really to play it all in one position. G major, D major over F sharp, B flat diminished, and B minor. I hope this episode taught you that even if you're not playing jazz, it's worth at least checking out the diminished triad shapes. So, are you considering checking out the diminished triad shapes now? Good, I thought so. Today I showed you the 3 most important diminished triad shapes and why it's worth it checking them out, plus an exercise to start exploring them. Now it's up to you to not just take in the information, but create new neural pathways by applying the newly gained knowledge. Question of the day. What songs do you know that have diminished or half diminished chords in them? Let me know in the comment section. And remember, some of the coolest ideas come from you and the MMEducation community. So definitely connect with everybody in the comment section. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I hope it got you one step further towards becoming the bass player you want to be. Definitely subscribe for more videos just like this. And if you haven't downloaded my free top 10 practicing hacks, I'll show you exactly what you need to do to learn more in less time. You'll learn about state management, practice space setup, having better focus and more. You can grab that for free with the link in the description. Until next time, MMEducation helps you to learn faster and practice smarter. So keep up the good work. Love and bass.